Food and Wine Festival is back at Disney's California Adventure for 2025.
So today we're going to be reviewing all the food booths and letting you know some of the fun things that you can enjoy during Disney's California Adventures Food and Wine Festival 2025.
And there might be a couple tips thrown in. I'm Brad.
I'm Kim.
And we're 626 Ohana, California.
So let's get started. So the Food and Wine Festivals at Disney's California Adventure is running from February 28th to April 21st.
And the first thing you may want to get is, well, a Sip and Savor Pass. And they run from $32 for 4 items to $63 for 8 items. And of course, you can get a discount if you have the Magic Key Pass, and it'll cost you $58. But that 4-item pass will not get a discount. And of course, you could always buy every item individually if you like.
So this is kind of something that you want to keep in mind if you want to get a discount like the 8 items or the 4. It's convenient to kind of scan that barcode each time you go to each booth instead of pulling out your wallet each time.
Yeah. And here's our first tip. You do not need to get that at that big line that you see as you enter into the food festival. You can get them at any of the cashier areas at booths, which those lines sometimes can be a lot shorter.
So it's kind of nice to have that. But I will say that longer line, they had these really cute plates that they gave out with the Sip and Savor Pass. But the line that we went to at our first food booth did not give it to us. So we didn't realize that till the end of the day.
Yeah, so if you really want that plate, you may want to go to the long one. If not, you're not worried about it. Hey, the short ones are great. Let's go ahead and get to another tip real quick. Is when you're buying the food and drinks you want.
So you can buy them all at once. So go up to whichever cashier line that you want to go to the food booth and go through each and every booth. And if you know what you want to eat and drink, you can go ahead and do that. However, just keep in mind that alcoholic drinks are not included. So you may have to pay for those individually.
Yeah, in the Sip and Savor passes. And another thing also to keep in mind is once you purchase them, you must keep those receipts. If you lose their receipt, you lose everything. So make sure you hold on to those receipts until they cross every item off your receipt or list or whatever you want to call it.
So also to keep in mind, the drinks are not necessarily always the best use of your Sip and Savor Pass. Yeah. Looking at the price of some of the drinks, you might want to pay for those individually on a separate receipt. So we actually broke ours up into 2 receipts.
The items that we wanted to pay for, and some of the food items were a lot more expensive than drinks, so we went with that. Again, alcohol not included. Okay, let's go ahead and I guess talk about the sizes while we're talking about this. These are all what we would consider more of an appetizer size.
So you're getting a little bit of each item. It's not a full meal, so that's kind of something to keep in mind when you're ordering, and just it's kind of like maybe appetizer tapas size.
What we do is we actually share them as we go through, so we get a good taste of them all, but also it makes it not feel as overwhelming if you're getting a whole bunch of items. So let's go ahead and get into, well, I guess the food reviews. And our first booth that we went to was Peppers Caliente.
Okay, so you got the Shrimp Papas Locas. It's cheddar bacon potatoes with jalapeno cheese sauce and spicy shrimp featuring tahini chipotle sauce. And that was $9.25.
I had this. Kim did not.
I'm wimpy. I don't do spice, so I opted out.
But really, I'm not a huge seafood person. I do like shrimp, but it did not have an overly seafood taste that really strong. It was really mild. The cheese, the potatoes, everything was right about it. But one thing, like Kim said with spice, it did have heat, but it wasn't over hot. It wasn't like burning my mouth at all like you may think. I could feel the heat. So if you really do like spicy dishes, this may be a dish to go to. It was great.
So next up, we went to Golden Dreams. We ordered the musubi fried rice and the cherry cobbler pot de creme. So the musubi fried rice is a Lani Resort inspired steamed rice with egg, glazed spiced ham, umami mayo, and furikake. And that was $8.50. And I liked the fried rice, but the glazed spiced ham, it almost tasted like a jerky, and it was really
tough,
salty, and I just didn't care for that portion of it. I wish it wouldn't have been cooked to that degree.
And I'm sure We butchered the names on those, but
Absolutely.
unfortunately, I could not eat this one because of allergies, so I have to refer to Kim.
It was okay. And then we got the cherry cobbler pot de creme, which is a vanilla custard, cherry filling, and an oat crumble, and that was $7.50.
This one I did eat.
Okay, I was genuinely surprised because I thought with the vanilla custard it might be a heavier dessert, but it actually was kind of refreshing and light.
Yeah, I was expecting like more like a dense, like a cheesecake or something like that.
Exactly.
It wasn't that dense. It was really good. It wasn't overly sweet. It was great dessert. I don't know how else to put it. It definitely had that cherry filling flavoring to it, but everything else about the vanilla custard, everything was, and the oat crust was good. It was good.
Okay, so next we went to the Mercado de Anatos. Okay, I know I said that wrong, but we got the Barrera mac and cheese and the Cafe de Ola Tres Leches cake and the raspberry horchata. So the Barrera mac and cheese with onion cilantro sauce and tortilla crunch, that was $9. Wow, I was blown away by this dish.
Yeah, it was really good. It had a great mac and cheese flavor. The meat was nice. It almost just like falling apart.
Tender and good and
Yeah.
well flavored and well cooked. I was really impressed. And then the Cafe de Ola Tres Leches cake, which is a Cafe de Ola infused Tres Leches topped with piloncillo, chantilly, cinnamon, and a Mickey shaped cookie. And that was $7.75.
First thing to let you guys know, I'm a huge fan. I love Tres Leches. We've had it in Mexico several times. And when I've had it, it was like the dessert that I went to Mexico I really want to have.
So we were definitely thinking this was going to be one of Brad's favorites.
It was good, but the chantilly cream that was on top, it was a little overwhelming. It was really thick on it. And then I think it almost had too much cinnamon in it for me.
Okay, I liked it, but I don't know if I would get it again, especially like you said, having Tres Leches cake in Mexico, other places, it felt a little short, but I don't think it was bad.
Yeah, I mean, it was a definite twist on everything, which is this festival's about. It just didn't land quite right with me. Maybe I'm too traditional with it.
But the Mickey shaped sugar cookie was good.
Yes, it was.
And then on top of that, we got the raspberry horchata drink, and that was $7.50. That was a raspberry, almond, and cinnamon syrups, rice pudding, milk, and condensed milk garnished with skewered raspberries.
This was good. It was a horchata. I mean, if you had horchatas before, I enjoyed it.
I think it had a little aftertaste to it, so I don't know if I liked it as much as I liked other horchata drinks they've had at past festivals. And then we got the watermelon cucumber mojito, which was a white rum, watermelon liqueur, mojito and cucumber syrups, watermelon puree, and lemon juice topped with Topo Chico garnished with watermelon and a tahini twist. This tasted a little different than a traditional mojito or a watermelon mojito. I've had them before, but it was still good. It wasn't as refreshing. I think I might have missed like that club soda water with it. Then that might have changed to a little more refreshing.
I kind of have to disagree. I had a sip of it, and the thing I'm gonna disagree about, it almost the way the flavors combined, instead of tasting the white rum, it almost tastes like a spice rum. The way all the flavors combined, it didn't taste like a really good rum either, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think it's top shelf rum, but I think it might be the tahini twist that kind of changed that flavoring.
You're absolutely right. It could be. It just almost tastes like a regular, like a Captain Morgan type of spice rum in it, and not the top shelf Captain Morgan. So unfortunately, that's just my thought on it. Let me know down below if you disagree.
Also, I will say, but the watermelon garnish with the tahini twist was really good.
Yeah, and I'd like to have a bite of that. I love tahini.
So next we went to Garlic Kissed, which is usually one of our favorite food booths at Disney's Food and Wine Festival, Disney's California Adventure. So we were excited to go back. And this is kind of it's been at other food festivals in past years.
Yeah, so we absolutely love garlic. So these are usually really good ones for us. And this year was a little bit different.
Okay, so we got the sirloin Gruyere mac and cheese with black garlic chimichurri and a garlic butter crunch, and that was $9. They've made this dish. I think they went a little bit different because of the garlic butter crunch on it. Brad and I both agreed that the meat was overcooked. Ours was really tough. We enjoyed the mac and cheese, but I think we don't know if we just got a badly cooked
piece of meat that, or maybe one that wasn't just
dish. Or...
It didn't feel like it was very tender at all, and it's unfortunate because it's really hard to cut with those paper stuff that they give you. So
the plastic knives and forks.
So yeah, that kind of ruined it. The mac and cheese, I thought it was okay. It was good.
Okay, so we also got the Huckleberry Citrus Cooler drink, which is huckleberry and agave syrups, grapefruit soda, lemon and orange juices, and Gold Peak black tea garnished with an orange wedge, and that was $7.
Now this one is, if you don't know what huckleberry tastes like, you may be okay. If you know what huckleberry tastes like, it's really tough to taste this drink.
So Brad and I really love the flavor of huckleberry. We've enjoyed it. We've lived in areas where huckleberry is used in a lot of dishes or drinks, and so for us it was really hard to, it was like lightly it was like a light huckleberry, but mostly those citrus flavors came through, so we were a bit disappointed, but that might be a personal take on it just because we wanted to see more huckleberry.
Yeah, it's like I said, we really had to search out that taste for huckleberry, and it was just
it was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay. I don't know if I would search that out again.
Let's go to our next booth, which was California Craft Brewers.
So there you got the lemon pepper wings with garlic ranch, and that was $7.
This one is good, but only in a certain way. And it's let's go ahead and start. Kim had a bite of it.
All I tasted was lemon. It was overwhelmingly lemon. I didn't have too much of the garlic ranch on it. I wish I would have, because I was so overpowered with that lemon.
And this is where that garlic ranch comes in, because once you dipped it in that garlic ranch, it actually balanced it out great. It had great flavor. Everything about it was really good with the ranch, but without the ranch, holy lemon.
Yes. And then we ended up getting the California Punch drink, which is a mango puree, guava nectar, cucumber syrup, and lemon juice, garnished with a mango chili lollipop. It was non-alcoholic, and that was $8.
Yeah.
That was expensive for one of the drinks. This non-alcoholic.
But this one, for the drinks that we had,
it was good.
It was the best drink we had. It was really good. It wasn't overly sweet. It wasn't like that sickly sweet.
Yeah.
It was refreshing. It had great mango taste to it. I actually really enjoyed it.
So spoiler, that was our favorite non-alcoholic beverage at the Food and Wine Festival.
Let's go to our next food booth, which is
LA Style. You got the mini LA street dog with jalapeno mayo, pepper and onion relish, Newski's applewood smoked bacon, and crispy onions, and that was $8.
That sounds like there's a lot on this hot dog, because there is.
You took a bite and you had it all over your face.
It went everywhere. Unfortunately, you can't take a bite. It's big.
It is. It's messy.
I'm not a huge pepper fan, but I really wanted to try it. So that onion relish, the peppers, and it's just not my thing, unfortunately. I can see where a lot of people would really love this, other than the mess trying to eat it. And it's really, for a hot dog, it's tiny. It's a big
like
mess.
A half to a quarter size hot dog.
Yeah. Everything about the flavors were really good. As far as what I could taste, and it did have a bit of a good bite to it, for as the heat.
Okay, so I had the Western barbecue burger bao with sweet barbecue sauce, Newski's apple smoked bacon, and crispy onions, and that was $9.50. Wow, okay, I think that's a little overpriced, I'll be honest. But I think the best thing to compare this to is a Carl's Jr. Western bacon cheeseburger. It had all I could taste was that that barbecue sauce and the bacon. I didn't taste any of the bao. So I think this was probably one of my least favorite dishes at the whole festival. So next we went to Cluckadoodle Moo. Still one of my favorite food booths to pronounce. And we got the asados. Yes, it's a play on words. So this was a grilled skirt steak and chipotle chicken with Spanish rice and salsa verde for $9.75.
For size-wise?
It was amazing.
It was a big, good size of, it's a full chicken leg and a good chunk of the...
Skirt steak?
Yeah. This is a 50-50 dish. Let's put it that way.
So when we went over the chipotle chicken, I had one bite and all I could taste was heat and spice and my mouth was on fire. I got a little bit of the salsa verde on it and I think it made it a million times worse. I was not a happy camper. I'm a little wimp when it comes to spice. I will admit that. So, if you like spice, you might feel a little bit different. The actual chicken was cooked well.
Yeah, Kim is right. There was a lot of chipotle flavoring, and the green verde sauce was spicy. This was probably the most spicy dish I had. Even the ones with jalapenos didn't seem as heat index as hot as this was. I'm not a big fan of chicken drumsticks. The flavor for me is just not my flavor. And that chipotle really draw that flavor out. So if you do like it, you may actually really like this. The winner of this dish was by far the skirt steak.
Absolutely. And it came with like a little tortilla. You could put the Spanish rice and mix it together. I like that they had two different meats on a plate and that you could eat, but I really just wish it wasn't so spicy.
Yeah, kind of goes with that cluckadoodle moo. Let's go to our next booth, which is
Uncorked California. At Uncorked California, we got one of our favorite returning dishes, if you will, was the Mickey-shaped macaroon made with Snickers bar pieces. So it's chocolate Mickey-shaped macaroon filled with caramel ganache made with Snicker bar pieces, and that was $8.50.
This could come back every year. I'd be happy with it.
Absolutely. Actually, this is a little tip if you're full. This is a great one to take it to go. So we get it, and if you go to a restaurant, they will give you a to-go box. So we did do that later, and so we were able to share it and enjoy it home because really, that's a really rich dessert.
Yes.
So good.
Yeah, and unfortunately, at any of the food booths, they do not have any to-go containers. So if you ask them, they're going to tell you to go to the restaurant. Just a little tip. Yeah, again, like we said, this could be on the menu every year, and we love it as long as they didn't change the taste of it.
It is really filling and rich, but so good. Okay, so overall, one of the things I think we noticed about one of the things that we noticed about this year's Food and Wine Festival, Disney's California Adventure, is I feel like this year was really for adventurous eaters.
Yeah.
Like if you don't like spice, if you don't like a lot of dressing, it's definitely probably not kid friendly unless your kid's adventurous in their meals.
There could be a couple in there that are more kid friendly, but I don't know if they would all be real excited to try this. So yeah, it's like Kim said, and all the food definitely had a California twist, a lot of spice and a lot of heat to them too as well. And that's what we love about the California Food and Wine Festival is that it's very California and has a lot of our good flavors that we have with new twists. So
just to kind of keep that in mind, if you're trying to look for kid-friendly items, maybe the sirloin Gruyere mac and cheese, the Snicker macaroon would be a winner.
Oh, yeah.
The cherry cobbler pot de creme, and I think the Barrera mac and cheese would be a good option. So we were walking around and we were talking about how we felt like there was less booths. So I went back and researched. This year only had 8 food booths at the Food and Wine Festival, but previous years have had 10 to 12 booths.
Yeah, this is a kind of a disappointment because this year had so many new foods and we're excited, but this is one of the first few years that we're like, did we actually eat a lot?
Did we go through them all? Because there's been times when we couldn't hit every food booth because we'd be too stuffed. And this time I think I could have maybe made one or two more if we, splitting everything.
So, yeah, I'll let you know that there's more than just the food booths here. These are what we kind of concentrate on because they're the fun ones to go to. But there's a lot of different places you can go through, the different restaurants, and even down to downtown Disney that have some of this stuff. So we didn't go to those. That would be overwhelming.
Okay. But of course, with the festival, there's a little bit more than just the food and wine.
Is there?
There's some entertainment that were fun options. This is where kids might really enjoy some of it, like the jamming chefs.
They're back again.
They are fun to watch, and they get the crowd moving and grooving, and it's a good time.
And if you're there on Fridays through Sunday on the Palisades stage, they have live music.
So it's kind of a nice way to enjoy those spring afternoons, evenings with some good music.
And another thing to know, the Festival of Music really covered a whole range of music types. So that's the nice thing about the festival. You get a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah.
Also for the kids,
they had this really cute show back at the Hollywood Backlot stage, and that's the Confection Perfection with Super Kitties. It's based off of the Disney Junior show Super Kitties. Those are always fun, and they kind of do like a little mini cooking demonstration, if you will. Fun crowd interaction. Great way to do something unique with the kids.
Also in that area, you remember the crafts and arts that they've had in the past? Well, they moved it into that area this year. So you have tables to sit down and color, do your chef's hats, or just do mazes and puzzles.
And also for those adults that would like to enjoy, they have the beverage education and tasting seminars. Those seminars, you have to make advanced reservations on the webpage or the app, and those run about $25 per seminar, and they run about 30 minutes, so not a big chunk of your day.
Yeah, we actually watched part of one. It was a lot of fun from what we saw, but because of driving and everything, we haven't done them. But also be warned when you're doing these, a lot of these sell out very quickly. So if you see one and you want to go that day, make sure you grab it. And also, you have to have your ID with you. Because, Disney does really check IDs.
But it looked like a lot of fun. The host of the beverage seminar that we saw, they were telling stories. They had fun ways of mixing up drinks. And it looks like everybody was having a good time. So I would actually like to do one in the future.
Yeah. And here comes our next thing. And it's one of my favorite things they do during Food and Wine, which is...
They change Soarin' over the world back to Soarin' over California.
Unfortunately, when we went,
it was down almost a day, so we didn't make it.
Yeah, it's actually, if you haven't seen Soarin' over California, it's the original ride. It is great to go on it. The orange smell that hits you in the face, I just love it.
I love it. I love the original. I wish they'd keep it all year round.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get into our top 5 dishes that we had this year. But first, if you're finding this video helpful,
please like,
subscribe,
and follow along with our Ohana.
All right, let's go ahead and start with our number 5 dish pick, which is
the sirloin Gruyere mac and cheese from Garlic Kist. Now, this may have made our list higher in previous years, but I think because it was so tough, the meat was overcooked, that we didn't place it higher.
Yeah, it still had good flavor. It's just that meat that was kind of knocked it down a bit. Our number 4 is an oldie, but a goodie, I guess. Kind of oldie, which is
the Snickers macaroon from Uncorked, California.
Yeah, we just love it. They didn't change it from last year. If you had it last year, you're getting the same thing, and it's just good.
So next, our number 3 is a cherry cobbler pâte de crème from Golden Dreams.
Yeah, I think we described this well enough. It was good. I loved it. And our number 2 is, this is actually
controversial for us.
For us, because we totally disagree on our 1 and 2. We played rock, paper, scissors. I lost. Our number 2 is from Peppers Caliente. Is the shrimp papas locas. I really like this. And again, it's really weird for the past couple of years. The first booth I tried, it's turned out to be my favorite.
The festival?
Yeah, and I don't know how that's happened. And I was not expecting it with this dish. Okay,
so our number 1 dish is Brera mac and cheese, and it's from the Mercado de Añejos. Okay, I might have, I might have messed up the name of the booth, but there is no messing with this flavor because it is so good.
And it's very solid.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was different. The mac and cheese was amazing and rich and everything you want in a mac and cheese. And the burrito was just cooked to perfection.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think? Do you agree, disagree? Have you been to the festival yet? Let us know down in the comments below.
So I think with that, it's time for us to say goodbye.
And
find your magic. Bye, everyone.
Just like a drum, I hear your rhythm. You feel so near. Oh, California, all senses clear.